sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? As y'all already know, this is the Brainz podcast. We got my man BG31 in the building. Our guy, One Trey Rock. You know what I'm saying? And yours truly, Tone Dishes the second. Man, look, we appreciate y'all for locking in on this live stream. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Really helps the content grow. Really helps everything get everywhere. And helps everyone see everything.
What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? Y'all already know what it is. This is your guy, Tone Dishes the second. I'm here with BIRDGANG 31, and we got a special guest, Philly Fresh, aka the General. The General is in the building, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys comment below. Stay engaged in that live chat. Make sure you guys also subscribe to all the channels involved. We are live on 3 channels right now. We live on BGN Network. We live on BIRDGANG 31. And we live on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge to the game. But I need you guys to also go lock in on my man Philly Fresh. I'm pretty sure, man, if y'all locked in on us, y'all got to be locked in on him, man. He one of the OGs doing this thing, and of course we got to give my man his flowers, man. What's going on, Fresh? How you feeling, my guy?
Yo, that man. You know who it is. You know what it is, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you. I also appreciate you, BIRDGANG, man, bringing me on. It's been a long time. I know. I've been bull crapping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, just like I am in private, I am in public. The reason I ain't been on here is because of me. It ain't nobody else. But man, wow, like this Eagles team, man, it doesn't have me scratching my head at night. It doesn't have me going to bed and having chills. Like something bad's gonna happen. I feel really, really good about this team, and a lot of it is because of the depth. I know we're going to talk about the coaches and stuff, which would need to be talked about. But, man, when you look at it right, and I'm just going to dive right in, if that's okay.
You good, man. Get it. Take the wheel.
When you look at it right, you look at this situation, we've been dying for linebackers. Now we got too many. We've been dying for wide receivers. Now we got too many. Now, here's what I can say. I do think we are not depleted, but I do think safety-wise, we need some help. Defensive end, not defensive line. I think the defensive tackle is set. Now, I don't know if you want to put Milton Williams as a defensive end or whatever you want to put, a tweener, whatever. But you still need more defensive end help. So the move Howie made, man, hopefully he can pull off something and get us either a safety or a DN. That's what I'm looking at right now. I think that's the things that we lack right now is a safety or a DN. And we just got rid of one of the so-called safeties who played nickel, whatever you want to call it, and the dude Amadi. So we definitely short there. And you kind of seen last week that our safeties ain't really there. Kayvon Wallace, I don't know what to think about him sometimes. Sometimes it just feels like I remember you at Clemson. I remember you being a ball hawk, but then I don't see it here. You know what I mean? It don't translate to the next level. And it kind of makes me mad. So after your starters, like, who is it? I mean, Epps, I like Epps. You know what I mean?
He's still improving. I feel you though.
Yeah, but they say he be balling or whatever the case may be. But then when you look at our other situations of the 2 corners, are they going to be able to hold that down? Probably yes. You probably have, if not the second best duo at cornerback in the game.
And you could say trio. Like,
yeah. I love my guy Avante. I love my guy.
Like who can say they got the best, like that trio? Like, it's one thing to have one top flight guy that everybody else average, but like everyone compliments each other well in that cornerback room, from Slade to Bradbury to Maddox. That trio is bar none.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is where it gets spooky. And hopefully this doesn't happen, but we all know these things happen. If one injury happens to one of those corners, either Slade or Bradbury, it could be for a half a game. Guess who got to go out there and play outside corner? Avonte Maddox. To where as though Ludwig
They ain't gonna move him. They ain't gonna move him. They're gonna, you know what they're gonna put out there?
No. They already said that's what they're gonna do, bro.
They're gonna put Zach McPherson out there, or they're gonna put Josh Jobe. Watch.
I like Jobe. I do too. I thought Jobe hold his own last week. I broke down some tape on him. That video's coming out. Look for it. I broke down some tape on him. Man, he really hold his own. And when we talk about when we talk about a guy moving his hips with a running, with a wide receiver,
fluid.
He's there. He's scary. I like him more. I like him better than McPherson. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like him better than McPherson, and I like McPherson. Anybody that asks you about me, they'll tell you how much I like McPherson. But no, this dude Jobe, man, he looked like he looked like he is the guy that's, if Bradbury doesn't sign next year, we like, okay, bye. You know what I mean? Like Jobe looked like he can fill in.
Okay, BG, what's your thoughts, man?
On the team in general?
Well, he
jumped right into it. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, right. Let's stay on the defense side of the ball, right? Because we're gonna definitely talk about Jonathan Gannon. But just as far as we talked about, as far as that cornerback position, because that's a very interesting topic, right? Because if you ask me, right, and I'm gonna keep it real short, if any team, if they lose one of their starting corners, it's a bad day for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they call them starters for a reason. They call them backups for a reason. So I can't try to legislate injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be what it's going to be. But, what's your thoughts on that cornerback room right now, BG?
I think just in general, our team, he started it off right, man. We have so much depth everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere, man. Like, you don't even need to put that much pressure on any certain position on our team. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about the whole team, any certain position, because we can lose one of those weapons and have so many other weapons to deploy at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we lost a top flight corner, yes, of course. If we Slade went down, God forbid, that'd be horrible. But at the end of the day, like Zach McPherson, Josiah Scott, what's the other cat's name? Josh Jobe, we just talking about from Alabama, man. Like, they're gonna be serviceable enough for the rest of this defense. As long as it ain't even if you try to hurt someone on our defensive line, that's the bread and butter of our defense. It's gonna be them dogs up front. You know what I'm saying? Them outside linebackers, the Sam linebacker in that front four. Those are what you got to worry about, keeping all the best ones in on those back-to-back rotations. With our rotation, there's not a guy that's worth, that's not worth starting, in both rotations. So it's like, I'm not worried about it. Just like the safety position, everybody worried about that. I'm like, these guys can be serviceable enough. Epps, we've seen enough Epps last year. That's why he's in the spot he's in right now, to earn some playing time. It's because he did ball out. And I wasn't a big Epps guy last year. You guys know that. I was not a big Epps guy. And he definitely won me over the way he plays. He's a little guy playing strong. It reminds me a little bit of a B-dog. I'm not saying he's a B-dog, but I'm just saying that's what that reminds me of. That passion that he plays with pretty high. So I'm not worried about no one main position. We like you said, there's free agency. How we got a little bit of money. We got, we can trade some players if we need to. I think we are set up for success, and we're about to dominate this league.
Yeah, man. It's funny, right? These corners and this defense in general, they have all the assets. They have all the tools they really need to succeed. Let's be totally honest. The defensive line, set, if you ask me. Linebacker room, set, if you ask me. Defensive back rooms, they set, if you ask me. Like, the questions really exist with the defensive coordinator and whether or not he's going to put these guys in the best position to succeed. Because, look, I've got to be honest with you. I don't like the mentality that he got these guys playing with right now. I also don't like when somebody blames their personnel for their inability to get the job done. I personally just feel that's a cop out. I feel like what makes great coaches are guys that are able to make do with what they have. And when you don't have the talent, your scheme your brain has to take over, right? Shout out to the Brainz podcast. You did,
Right.
but like, when you don't have the talent, that's when hard work and preparation got to meet the road. You know what I'm saying? That's when that's when your fundamentals and your technique and and your scheme got to come into play. So I really feel like Jonathan Gannon made a lot of excuses last year. That defense could have been a lot better if he put those guys in a lot more aggressive situations. If he changed the mentality of those guys, because look, these guys are going to take on the mentality of their coach, right? If your coach is passive, your players are going to play passive, and so on and so forth. So Jonathan Gannon needs to, and look, this is the preseason, right? He's not showing us nothing of what we're going to see when the season starts. Who knows? He may have had these guys playing closer to the line of scrimmage when the season starts. But I got to be honest, man. Like my expectations for Jonathan Gannon are really being moderated because he just hasn't shown me he has the itch to really go after quarterbacks. He don't seem like he got that fire or that juice. Like it's just too much passivity with this defense. Y'all tell me what's up.
Y'all want me to go?
Yeah, I want you to go. The general.
Let's go.
Not
all right.
Response for real.
Not the colonel, the general.
Like my man Cosmic Kev back in the day said, get your tapes ready. Man, I'm about to let you know what it is and what it ain't. Jonathan Gannon scares the hell out of me. And I done made plenty of videos about this. It's really the reason why it took me so long to make a prediction on how many games he was going to win, because I don't know what he's going to do with all this talent. Now, to me, you're on a hot seat or you're getting another job. I think Jonathan Gannon is out of here, period, next year. Period. They talked about him almost having a head coaching job this year. How? Like, what did you see that I didn't see?
What did the 10 ranked defense? I think that's why you look at things like that too, probably. And you're like, oh well, that's not bad.
And listen, y'all, the keyword relationships.
Young guy, clean face.
Relationships.
Clean face, the right face. But we ain't gonna get into that, because if I had to pick, I think my man Deuce Staley deserves a head coaching job over him. Are you kidding me? People can't handle Deuce.
I know. Can't handle Deuce.
That's why I said, well, I ain't even gonna go there. So right. we're gonna keep it on Gannon. To me, last year you made a statement saying you don't think that you have the right pieces to do what everybody asked. That's what you said. You got the right pieces to do what everybody asked and more. You have everything except for depth. About this, I'm not going to take it back about what I talked about, the depth at safety and the depth at DN. But you have everything else. You have linebackers that can rush. You have linebackers that can cover. You have linebackers that's learning but can be just everything. You have a Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean ain't nothing to play with, man. Like, if you really break down his tape and how his intellect on the game at that young of a kid, that dude ain't nothing to play with. You have that. You have probably, if not one of the best defensive tackle rotations in the NFL, period. When you talk about Fletcher Cox, I know he's a little bit past his prime. He's still Fletcher Cox. Put some damn respect on his name. Right. When you talk about Hargrave was dominant the beginning of the season until you switch his A gap and B gap stuff. I don't know why you did that, but anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
Hold on, real quick. Let me respond to this real quick. Shout out to Chris Thomas for locking on the content, man. We appreciate you for being present. He said, "What exactly did you want Gannon to do with the personnel he had last year? Not allow quarterbacks to complete 90%, 80% of their passes." Like, I
still feel like
I don't care who you got on your team. I don't care who you got on your team. You let an NFL quarterback complete 80% of his passes. Somebody got to answer for that.
It was worse defenses, skill-wise, talent-wise, in the NFL last year, and they didn't do this.
And listen, let me give y'all a stat real quick.
We were 10th and
real quick, BG. Real quick, BG. Let me give you a stat real quick. Let me give you a stat, and then I'll let you go, BG. My apologies. I got to get this one off. Did y'all know, out of all 32 teams in the NFL, and I looked this up a couple days ago. I didn't even know this at first. Did y'all know that the Eagles were the worst team in the NFL when it came to opposing quarterbacks completion percentage? We were the worst team. We allowed quarterbacks to complete 70% of their passes last year. The entire season. Think about that.
Bro.
Think about that.
In the second
70% of the passes.
In the second half, this is like the mic dropper. In the second half, Derek Carr was completing 92% of his passes.
93, but I ain't counting.
Man.
Like, what are we doing? Like, hey, Chris, love that you commented, but what are we doing here?
I love you, Chris.
These
but
are
come on, man.
monumental stats.
It was
That's
horrible.
not good.
It was bad, but to be 10th overall still ain't that bad. And there's 32 teams in the league. And besides that, we all know we
We're
did
talking about all around defense.
Like we got like all around defense.
You talking about yardage or points? What is?
What was it? It was 10th overall. I remember
we was tough. We was tough.
10th ranked defense last year. 10th or 15th. I think it was a 10th. You can check it up if you want.
And what though? Like I'm trying to figure out what you.
I think it was just overall defense.
Oh, overall. Okay, overall.
Yeah.
So that's yards, points.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me see something.
Personnel last year.
I can believe that. You want to know why?
Okay, all right, I get it. They were technically top 10 in total yards.
Because when we went against trash quarterbacks, he went after them. Remember?
No, don't get me wrong. I know Gannon gave too much respect to too many quarterbacks, period.
But even if you respect them, that don't mean you don't attack them.
No,
I'm so happy that really when you look at it, and I got to give the dude his flowers, even though he's the ops. Really, the only two quarterbacks when you look at it who Gannon should respect. I'm not saying you don't respect quarterbacks, but what I'm saying is to his appreciation of the game and not want to blitz or whatever the case may be, which I think you still should still blitz them. But you only really had two quarterbacks on this whatchamacallit this year coming up, and that is Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers. Anybody else who talk to me?
You know what, BG? You said something interesting, right? You mentioned that they were a top 10 team as far as yards allowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me add some context to that. Yes, they were top 10 in terms of yards allowed. They only allowed teams that have about 330 yards of total offense. Okay. But then when you got your quarterbacks completing 70% of their passes, what does that tell you when you put those numbers together? That tells you that they allowed everything to happen underneath. Mm-hmm. They didn't allow things that go. They didn't allow themselves to get hit over the top. That's a fact. But they allowed themselves to get nickel and dimed all damn day. All damn day. 5 yards, 8 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards. They allowed too much space between the receivers and the corners, and that's why the yard. Numbers lie, but they also tell the truth as well. Like, yeah, we didn't give them any yards, but at the same time, we watched those games. We was getting nickel and dime. We couldn't get off the field.
Hey,
and then Drew Johnson, third down defense, terrible. Like, come on.
Tom, can I say something real fast about
the
numbers?
Yeah. Do you think
numbers do lie? Because in the middle of the season, remember they kept saying, "Oh man, we like top 10 in running and running." You know why nobody was freaking running on us? Because they know they can throw the football. All they had to do was not throw to Darius Slay. Or if we do throw to Darius Slay, put him in a set that Jonathan Gannon has home 10 yards back when it's only 3rd and 8. And all you gotta do is run a slant route. To me, I think this is Darius Slay's best season last year. To overcome what he had to overcome. To overcome what he had to overcome by that defensive coordinator and still be dominant and still had 3 touchdowns. Man, Darius Slay that ball, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like when you look at everything that he did, while his coach is telling him to play off, to play zone, to do this, to do that, and he's saying, "No, let me lock these dudes up." Anybody throwing my way, it ain't happening. He was locking dudes up. Yeah, he went through a terrible 3 games. I don't know what happened. I think it was damn. It was a couple wide receivers that was torturing him. Not gonna lie to you, man. But shout out to Darius Slay, man.
But you guys gotta realize too, like this guy came from who's that? That D coordinator that
You talking about Vic Fangio?
No, not Fangio.
Because Jonathan Gannon modeled everything he knows
Minnesota.
at the Vic Fangio.
Yeah, Fangio. Okay, yeah, maybe it was Fangio.
But you talking about probably Zimmer as well.
Zimmer, that's what I was thinking. Mike Zimmer. You know, that defense, that, you know, bend but don't break type defense. And I really feel like, you know, the number one thing we didn't have last year was the linebackers to play that defense. We thought we did, you know, when we picked up the Wilson, and we thought that we were going to see something better come out of Singleton. You know, towards the end, we see some nice things from, you know, TJ, but TJ's not top 20 linebacker in the league. So it's like we addressed all the issues and the problems that we needed to make the defensive style play that he wants to play work, is what I figure. You know, we didn't have those players. What he's saying is we didn't really have the players, the depth, like we talk about. We have depth at every position of talented players. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of young guys, you know, trying to find their way in the league type players on the team that we were like, hey, could be good, could be not good. You know, we ended up 9 games, you know, on the win column, but that's good enough for them. Those young guys, you know, how I want to see if the coaching staff and the quarterback can do their thing, you know, without the team. You know, let's see how good they can do with these young guys trying to make rosters and, you know, a couple of talented pieces here or there and some Super Bowl, you know, champions here or there too. And they went out and won 9 games. So this year he went out and he got what? We got like 5 new defensive starters. You know what I'm saying? Like this defense is going to look dramatically better. You know, we're going to be able to get after the quarterback now, and it's going to be running some of the same stuff. Do I think, yes, he needs to be more aggressive? And will he? I think he will, because if he watched his own film last year, he can see that's the only thing missing from what he was doing. You know, we were turning over. We had some turnovers. You know, our defense played good in some good spots. You know, it's more of the talent that we had on the roster besides the coaching. But I really feel like, you know, Gannon makes that next step this year. And with the talent that we brought in, man, that's definitely going to show the biggest difference of why the defense didn't work last year and will work this year.
Yeah, we didn't have enough turnovers though. If you look at the numbers, the turnover battle wasn't won or lost. The plus minus was 0, meaning that we as many as we took, we gave away. So I wasn't really impressed. I mean, yeah, in the season it's exciting when you see the play actually happens, but when you think about it overall, we didn't take that ball away nowhere near as much as we should have or could have. And on top of that, the only way, see, here's the thing: the defensive line and the cornerbacks, they work in conjunction. The defensive line can't execute their pass rush if corners are playing 10 yards off the ball. If at that point all the quarterback got to do is go to his first read and deliver a quick nickel and dime, like 5 yards, 8 yards, whatever it is. Like, so if you want your pass rush to work, you got to get more physical with these wide receivers. If you want to help out if you want your corners to get turnovers and make wide receivers and quarterbacks uncomfortable, your defensive line got to be able to get home. So those things work hand in hand. And if Jonathan Gannon don't change his philosophy, don't change his mentality, his approach to this game, this field, it don't matter what talent you got. Because look, let's be honest, he ain't got no excuse this year, and I'm looking for one. I'm waiting for one. I wish the hell he would.
Public enemy number 1. You know, like that's who has the most pressure in the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Jonathan Gannon. You know, because we all forgave Nick halfway through the season. You know what I'm saying? We all let Nick kind of get off that road because he started understanding that we had to run the football. You know, it took a stadium full of crowd to, you know, convince him to do it, but he finally did it. And once he did it, you know, that's what we got. We got a brawling, mauling type, you know, road grade offensive line, and we got to use them to their strengths. You know, and no matter what, no matter if we got AJ, we got 2 more receivers, like it should never be a pass happy offense just because we don't have those type of linemen to sit back there and, you know, pass the ball 40, 50 times a game. That's just not what they do. That's not what they're bred for. And you see when we did it with those type of linemen, what happened to them? They all kept getting hurt. You know, done for the season, because it's not their style. So I think that even with AJ, that was the smartest thing you could do. Get one of the best run blocking, receivers out there, and bring him on a team that was number one in rushing last year. You know what I'm saying? Like they ran way more than us, but we still ended up being the number one rushing team. And that's the type of caliber receiver you want, besides the fact that he's best friends with Jalen and whatnot like that. So I think, overall, like it doesn't matter the depth we have on this team. There should be no reason at all, but I do think the defense is number one because he has more pieces. We added one offensive player and everybody's like, we got all these weapons now. We're ready to go. We got all these one offensive player, really. Pascal don't really count. I think he's gonna make his plays, but one real threat, and that's AJ Brown. But the defense, Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Kaiser White, Hassan Reddick, Bradbury, Tart. I think Tart's going to make an impact this year. That's a lot of pieces that you just threw in that puzzle to make that defense that much better.
I'm really, really glad that you said that, bro, about Jonathan Gannon, and then you went to to basically the running game, because to me it's kind of a tie. Who got more pressure on them? If Miles Sanders stay on his team, he got as much pressure on him as Jonathan Gannon. Because when you look at it, and I said this last year, at the end of the Atlanta game, the first game of the season, who closed it out?
Gainwell, I think.
No,
it ain't no think. That was Gainwell.
Okay.
At the end of the Chargers game, when we was going back and forth, and I think that was an overtime game. Who closed it out?
I think Miles was hurt at that time, wasn't he?
He might.
I think Miles was hurt, right?
Yo, that. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, family? Was he hurt that game? I can't remember.
Listen.
But to your point, right?
Once again,
and
that's where I'm getting at. And that's where I'm getting at. It's either you're hurt or they not trusting you. Now, he went on it, and I made a video about this. He went on, I think we talked to Dave Spadero or whoever, and said he need more opportunities. You can't get more opportunities if you're not healthy.
Or if you're running out of bounds when it's the victory drive. Why are you running out of bounds and you keep stopping the clock? They pulled them off that field so fast.
As they should. And then Gainwell comes in and does the exact opposite.
Exact opposite. He get the yardage and slide. But you know what I mean?
Even in this preseason, the first preseason game, you had, and I got the tape. I've been so busy. I wanted to break it down. It was the first drive in the first preseason game. Miles Sanders had a lane to go inside. He had Kelsey.
You talking about he caught it? Because he didn't run the ball. He just caught the ball twice. He didn't run it.
He caught the ball. He caught
Right.
He caught a screen, and he had Kelsey, and I can't remember who else was.
I know what you're talking about. I was at the game. I know what you're talking about. He could have took that job. He could have took it far.
He goes outside, and he gets tackled. He had a nice game, but he probably could have won for a touchdown. And this is a lot of it's when you break down a lot of tape, as much as I do, because I love Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is basically somebody that I felt as though I could have been, because I got recruited by Penn State, but then I got my little situation or whatever, and I couldn't go to Penn State. But I was going to be the running back for Penn State. Now, shout out to him. Goes to Penn State, now he's a Philadelphia Eagle. So I love to break him down, and I feel as though he is a good talent. But for some reason, his eyes are not there, bro. Like, it's been so many times, and if you go look at my videos that I had broke down of him just not looking at the right hole, and then he gets tackled. You know what I mean? But then you put a Boston Scott in there. It seemed like they always make the right decision. So a lot of opportunities that you had, you did mess up, and he got to take ownership for that. It's not just the injuries too. It's when you're playing. I don't know if you just think that, oh well, it's a guy coming here, but my blockers is here. But I'm so talented that I can make that one guy miss, and boom, I'm in the end zone. No, follow your block no matter what. I don't give a damn how talented you are. Follow these blockers who are 350 pounds running 30 yards down the field for you.
Let's keep it 100, bro. It's finito for him. It's over for him.
I think Miles balls out this year. And
he's not getting the contract. Listen, he's not getting the contract. He would have been got it. I don't really thought about this, right? We know how high rolls like to move. He like to pay you before you get to that last. He like to pay you. He'll pay you. He'll pay you before you hit the market. I'm telling you.
But he hasn't had to pay Miles because he's been hurt.
Miles Sanders will not be a Philadelphia Eagle in 2023. I promise you, he will not.
I'm like, I'll be the season of Miles Sanders. You so worried about those?
All right. So.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because real quick, let me tell you why. Because if he played too well, they're not paying him. And if he don't play well enough, I got Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott, and I could draft somebody. Like he's stuck.
Or are you going to trade for somebody? Are we still talking about a Kareem Hunt or me personally?
Yeah, well, Kareem is the same age, the same size as Miles, and he's been injured even more than Miles.
I don't think they're gonna trade for Kareem.
No. Kareem Hunt like 27. Miles Sanders only 24.
Well, he's definitely been hurt as much as Miles Sanders. He's been out.
Nah, bro.
He's been out, man.
Kareem was hurt last year. He was hurt last year. I don't know if he's been hurt as much.
Hurt like that.
Miles ain't hurt like for like 6 games.
When he was with the Chiefs, he wasn't getting hurt. Period. When he was Nick Chubbs got hurt the year. Nick Chubbs got hurt, and then Kareem Hunt took over. That's what happened.
Kareem Hunt actually, it's interesting because Kareem Hunt he got hurt. He got hurt in 2021. He was hurt in 2019 as well. So see, my thing is, right, the bottom line is this, man. It's the running back position. I don't care how much we like somebody. I don't care how much how talented we think somebody is, bro. It's the running back position. And the running back position do not get the love that it probably should get. Say it again.
For like 3 years, he wasn't really getting the ball either. We've all been saying we want to see Miles Sanders get the ball more. We've been saying that. They didn't give Miles the ball. Dougie P started getting pass happy. He started launching them up there. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is true. That is true.
I'll give you that.
The rest of these guys, that's going to make you not be. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to,
But once again, we got to ask this, BIRDGANG. Is it because of the trust? No, let's not try to.
And he had a fumbling issue, y'all. We can't forget that too.
Remember the fumble. Remember the fumble. JJ Arthur-Whiteside, one of his only touchdowns, was a fumble that he was blocking all the way down the field. Miles Sanders took a hell of a run and then fumbled at the goal line. And then JJ, we don't talk about it because it still became a touchdown because JJ Arthur-Whiteside grabbed it. Don't forget about that. Like, he has some hand issues, man.
But he's also one of the only backs to have 3 80-yard touchdowns in the same season. Touchdown.
That don't mean nothing to me. I'm sorry.
That means the guy the ball more. Like, even by the time we start giving the ball more, you know what I'm saying? That's
let me ask you this, BG.
Look at all those 6 games we didn't give him the ball.
Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this.
Every game, not getting no touches.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, right? You got to ask yourself: Is it really the offense? Is it really him, or is the offensive line? Because let's be totally honest. Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott averaged 4 yards a carry. Like, I mean, let's be totally honest. Like, is it really him? Because listen, I could run behind this offensive line. I could average 4 yards a carry behind this offensive line.
I ain't gonna say 4 yards.
All right, 3.5. 3.5. Give me 3.5.
I give you
3.5.
I mean, right now. Without
give me 3.5.
Without everything, I give you 2.25.
Give me 3.5.
I give you 2.25.
But no, like what I'm trying to say is like, look, man. All right, you think he's gonna be here next year, right, BG? You think that's what's gonna happen, right? So what you paying him?
I'm paying him like
average salary. Give me your average salary a year. What you paying him per year?
He's not getting top like 5.
But what you giving him?
Looking at like whatever the top 15 running back in the league. You know, you're looking like what's that, like $10 million a year?
All right, let me ask you. All right, I'll make it
$12
easy
million
for you, right?
a year, something like that. But you guys
All
gotta
right,
realize too, every year moving forward is the salary cap's about to jump like 25 million.
I got you. Okay, so
$10
let me
million.
make it easy. Let me make it easy then. So you said around top 15, right?
Yeah.
Now let me make it real easy. Is he better than Austin Eckler?
He can be. I think if he got the
No.
opportunity.
Is he better than
Austin Eckler is a big part of their offense.
Is he say it again?
He's a big part of their offense.
But is he better?
Yeah.
He's not. I don't listen, I will take
Austin why is not, but I think if he got the ball, he can be better. Like I
personally would take Austin Eckler.
Hold up. Flag on the play. Hold up. Let me ask you this. Let me put it in another term. If it was Miles Sanders, you're drafting fantasy. Are you picking Miles Sanders or are you picking Eckler?
Eckler. You don't know why? Because Eckler is the perfect running back.
I know what you're going. I know what you're going to pick. I'm talking to B.
I'm only in paid fantasy football league, so I'm probably picking Eckler.
It ain't no probably about it.
But I still think that I'll pick Eckler with the hopes that I was mistakenly wrong.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? Eckler is the perfect running back for this day and age, right? He not just a scat back. He's not just a guy that can run and get between the tackles and break it. You can use him in a passing game. He knows how to run routes. That's what they hope Kenny Gainwell could be. They want Kenny Gainwell to be their Austin Eckler. That's what they really want. Think about it. Shane Steichen come from that Chargers offense. You know what I'm saying? Nick Sirianni used to work for that Chargers offense back in the day. And then Nick Sirianni coached guys like Naeem Hines and all that. They want that type of running back, guys that can get used in the passing game as well. And Miles Sanders has not shown to be reliable in the passing game for the past 2 years.
That's why he's not going to get the ball that much, because that's what he is. He's trying to do the Colts. Colts had 3 running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like they had Mack, they had Hines, they had Taylor. You know what I'm saying? That's a 3-headed monster. And I think that's what he's trying to do with ours. We got Gainwell, we got Sanders, and we got Scott to do all that. You know,
but Sanders, you want to know why Sanders started losing touches? I'm gonna tell you why. He started losing touches because he kept dropping the ball and passing. If I can't trust you,
not getting the ball half the season. Like I played for running back, so it's like I know for a fact if I'm sitting on the sideline, first half, you ain't gave me the ball more than 2 times, then I'm gonna be a little.
I'm not saying that real quick. The Eagles are wrong for that. By the way, the Eagles is no way. It's no way you got Miles Sanders on your team and you only give him the ball 5 times a game. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. So I agree with you on that, right? You know, I just look at it as Miles Sanders. It's a few reasons why I get why they hesitate to pay him. His health, fumbling issues. He's a poor decision maker. You know, like don't get it twisted though. Miles Sanders is the best running back on his team. That's a fact.
And just think about all your favorite Eagle running backs, pretty much all of them. Shady, where the ball was every time. Where the ball was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did his own things. He was jukey. Like, Brian Westbrook's jukey. Darren Sproles jukey. Like,
with all due respect, Miles Sanders is nowhere near LaShawn McCoy and B. Westbrook. He not even sniffing a jockstrap. Like, he nowhere near them.
Just because he got drafted at the same spot as
both of those guys, second round, both of those guys.
Yeah, but he got his 53. He got drafted at the exact same spot as
McCoy. Oh, yeah. Word. Oh, okay.
The exact same spot. That don't mean that he him. I love Miles Sanders.
Right, and I like him too. But it's like
it's the same thing we've seen with him. But the difference is we were more of a run style offense then, so you kept seeing them get the ball over and over again. So they were able to substitute all those. Like Barry Sanders, best running back of all time. He has the most negative run plays of all time. Like that's part of their style. That's part of their offense. You gotta let them roll and do what they do. You can't change that about them. You just gotta let them.
Let's be honest. Barry never had offensive line.
We ain't gonna talk about the GOAT. We ain't gonna talk about Barry.
Barry never had an offensive line, man. Barry never had a line. Can you imagine if Barry had a line?
That's what I'm saying, though. It's the mindset of the running back.
He was the whole offensive line, though.
He was the whole offense.
For last,
Other than 2020,
MVP, right?
2020.
Miles Sanders had more yards against number one stop defenses in the league than Derrick Henry did against number one stop defenses. You know what I'm saying? Like those little stats matter. Like
No.
You gotta keep beating on the ball.
You gotta understand, it's not more yards, it's more percentage yards, and a lot of that you gotta understand. A lot of that is because he missed games. He missed more games than most running backs. So the 5.1 is the opportunity that he got, but a lot of the opportunity that he didn't get was because of injury, and it was because of coaching. I'm not even going to front on that. But the 5.1 is because he didn't get as many rush attempts as the Derrick Henrys and the Alvin Kamara's and all those other dudes. He didn't get as much work. Now, I'm not saying he might not. I don't know. But I know when I turn on the tape and I look at the blocking of this offensive line, it just seems like he cannot find the hole for the most part.
Too often I'm saying Jason Kelce throw his arms in the air because Miles Sanders picked the wrong hole. Too often I'm saying it.
That part.
Like it's and look, like I said, man, I think Miles Sanders is talented. I like him, you know what I'm saying? But the things that I need, like he the best ability is availability, and he's never around when it matters most. You know what I'm saying? And then my thing is like he one-dimensional. He hasn't shown a consistency to be able to catch that ball since his rookie year. This rookie year, I was like, oh, we might got B West 2.0.
Yeah.
So that rookie year, he was more involved in the offense. He was more of the weapon.
And also, he was healthier. He started from. He started
like what, 2 games here, 2 games there. Not like the guy's out a whole season or nothing like that. You know, he still put up 800 yards last year. That's pretty decent.
Look, I'm not going to deny, right? His first 2 seasons in the NFL, he had over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. I'm not going to deny none of that. But since 2020, 2021, you only played 12 games. 12 games, man. Like that's unacceptable.
In 2021, that's how many he played? 12?
Yeah. Played 12 games last season. The season before that, he played 12 games. It's unacceptable. And then when you come back, you for real, he should have fumbled twice in that Giants game, but he got away with one of them.
But you're right there. Look how many fumbles like he has his career. It's not even that many. For as many attempts as Miles Sanders have, he doesn't have that many fumbles. Like I don't get the whole he's just fumble case. You know what I'm saying? Has he had fumbles at the wrong time? Yeah. But in reality, he doesn't fumble that much.
But you got to understand, once again, it's been a lot of fumbles. See, they don't put them on your record if you don't lose them.
Exactly.
It's been a lot of fumbles he had, like the J.J. Whiteside fumble that I just talked about, where it was recovered by an Eagles player. He fumbles a lot, man. He really does. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him just trying to do too much because of the lack of them giving him the ball. So he like, well, when I get the ball, I got to make a big play. Yeah. I think in his head, he like, I got to be big play Miles. Like, I got to be big play Miles.
They don't respect me. Because they don't respect me. That's what he says.
Now, to be fair to him, he only fumbled.
I take the house every single time because I don't get the ball that much. I got to go out there and grind and be the best, every single play. That's the pressure Carson did before he left. When we won the Super Bowl without him, Carson came back with that same mentality. You know what I'm saying? I got to be the best. I got to stay healthy the whole season. The more he tried to stay healthy, he kept getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out there trying to win a Super Bowl on every single pass. That's just not.
No, Carson only got hurt one time or twice in the Jadeveon Clowney situation, but he only got hurt one time. The back issue that he been had, but he was playing on it. So for real, after the Super Bowl, Carson Wentz really only got hurt twice, and that was with the concussion. I don't really call that a hurt. I call that a sucker shot. But so to me, he really only got hurt one time.
Well, it was 2 years after he left, right? after the Super Bowl. That year, one of those years in this playoff, because remember it was 2 years in a row Nick took us to the playoffs. Where Nick was playing in the playoffs.
Nick got us to the playoffs in 20. He got us to the playoffs to the 2017-2018 season and the 2018-2019.
Right. That's when he had the back. That's when he had the back issue against Dallas. Remember, he had the lower back issue. Carson had the lower back issue against Dallas.
Right.
That was the year. That was the year after the Super. That was the year right after the Super.
Mm-hmm. And that was the year we lost to the Saints in the divisional round. If Alshon Jeffrey, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I think about it all the time, man. If Alshon Jeffrey catch that ball, I'm telling you, we going to the Super Bowl again and we smacking the Patriots again. I'm telling you, I feel it.
Yeah. I played that on Nick Foles. I don't play that on. I blame that.
He put that ball there, man. He put that ball there.
No, I'm not talking about that play. I'm talking about the interception that he threw for no freaking reason.
No. The ball went through Alshon Jeffrey's hand, and that was the interception. That's what happened.
No. The first, and he threw 2 interceptions
in that game.
Yeah, remember he bombed it all the way down. Like we was up 14-0. We was up 14-0.
We did come out in that game torching them. We came out.
That's
hot.
what I'm saying. We came out the first play. Curvion LeBlanc picked him off, picked Drew Brees off, and then we go up 7-0. We go up 14-0, and then instead of throwing a check down, Nick Foles, who's everybody's hero, and I understand why, I get it. He brought that thing to the city, but he threw to Alshon Jeffrey, and it got intercepted, and it was a bad throw. And then after that, that was the same play, but the same drive that they did the fake punt, and then Fletcher Cox got hurt. Remember?
Okay, I guess I look at it as it was so early in the game still. Like it's hard for me to let that be the reason we lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a 14-point lead, defense gave it up, offense couldn't put points on the board for a while, and it just seemed like, look, that's neither here nor there, man. That's the past.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you do what you was doing the whole time, and then you go down, and then it's 21-0, they not. I don't think they coming back from that, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on
right
that.
And let's not forget, this was the year after they lost to the Vikings on a Hail Mary, so they probably would have been depleted.
Yeah, like, they would have been demoralized.
It's all up here. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But yeah, like we got about 12 more minutes left in the show. Let's talk about these. Let's talk about this. The offensive coordinators, right?
I'm rocking.
Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen. What's your expectation out of Shane Steichen right now as far as like play calling, pass run ratio? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your expectations, and what do you want to happen?
I want Jalen Hurts to. I want Shane Steichen to put Jalen Hurts in the situation to where it's though. You tell him you have damn near everything. And I'm going to say this, and I think I said this to you, Tone, the last time we went live. You have the most talent at the offensive position any other Eagles quarterback has ever had. Literally, it's not even a debate. You want to talk about 2010? We could talk about it, and I will smoke you. You get what I'm saying? Like, when
you're not wrong. I don't think anybody would deny. Like, this is the most talented Eagles offense we've seen probably ever.
I'm just saying, offensive wise, we've never been this. Right? We've never been this legit. And if I'm Shane Steichen, I'm making plays. Listen. I need you to just give what if he just takes what the defense gives him, he's going to win a lot of games because you have a Devontae Smith who can get open. And a lot of people saying he's not even the number one wide receiver. So he's going to have an opportunity to go one-on-one and get open. And a lot of people cannot deal with this dude. This dude is legit. His footwork is probably, I'm not going to say second to none. Him and Justin Jefferson can have a conversation.
Bro, they route running is off the chain. Like route running, footwork, like that. And like what make it so crazy is their ability to make every route look the same. And it's not the same though.
It's not the same.
It's
you think it's the same, and once you think that, I'm gone. You know what I mean? And then you got your AJ Brown. To me, he's your running back bruiser. This dude scares people. We're not gonna try to act like when he was over there and with the Titans, he wasn't scaring people. He scares people because people don't want to tackle this dude. All right. Then you have your guy who I think is going to have a monster year in Dallas Goedert.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
So the middle of the field is in trouble. They're in trouble because we know, like, if you look at AJ Brown highlights, he's in the middle of the field a lot.
In the jump, getting it in.
That touchdown that Jalen Hurts threw in the preseason one, that was because of AJ Brown. That wasn't because of Dallas Goedert. And
AJ Brown took two guys with him. I was at that game, so that joint in real time. He took them both with him. He didn't even do nothing.
That's what I'm saying, right? Then you got this offensive line. Listen, I have made many videos. People commented me, telling me, asking me, why do I make so many videos about this offensive line? It is freaking dominant. Yo, when I say the work that these guys have put in, the drafting, and my guy, and I got to shout out my guy, man, the offensive line coordinator. I think he's the best position coach in the game, period.
Jeff Stoutland, he is. Listen, I put nobody above him. Like he's somebody that has truly. There's not too many people you can say this about just in life, right? He's somebody who's truly mastered their craft, like mastered it. Like he could write a book on it, and you still probably couldn't get it done the way he did.
You still not going to understand and be able to do what he do.
He had the second team offensive lineman in the Browns game. He had them looking like starters.
Well, I just made a video. I said, do we have two offensive lines that can start in the NFL?
Bro,
and a lot of people say yes.
That's a starting offensive line. I'm probably I'm probably on like maybe 5 or 6 teams. That's the starting offensive line. That second unit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, when you look at Cam Jernigan's, I'm gonna apologize on this. I apologize on everybody.
Oh, we lost Fresh.
Oh man.
He should be bouncing back soon though. But yeah, man, like BG, this offensive line, I'm watching them in that Browns game, and this they was just moving guys.
And like they
was moving furniture, like they was just moving them across the room.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty out there, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what they are. They're road graders. You gotta use them to their strength, play their strength. You say what you want to see from Jalen Hurts. I want to see a better version of what I seen last year, but the same type of Jalen Hurts. Use them both ways. Let him use his legs. Let him basketball. Those type of players. They're obviously every year you play in the league, you're probably gonna get a little bit better when you're that type of player. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that big of a deal. Like he's gonna improve every single season regardless. So let him do his thing. Let him run. Let him pass. And let's let him be the playmaker that he is. Because if any. You might not say he has the best arm, you might not say he has the best legs, but he is one of the best playmakers in the league, period. And you gotta give him his respect for that. There's plenty of games we've seen him, like, oh, Jalen, whoa, even the game we won where he had 192 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and he didn't even have that many passing yards. We still was riding Jalen that game because he did what he had to do when he had to do it the way he do it, and that's what you get. That's what you need him to do this year.
Yeah, man. I'm at that point now where it's like. I think it's important that everybody just accept who he is and understand you have what you have. And elite quarterbacks, these top tier elite quarterbacks, they don't just fall off trees. They're hard to find. They're hard to groom. They're hard to create. They're not just made in the lab, right? It's the luck of the draw. It's fate. And we have to accept who Jalen Hurts is. I don't believe Jalen Hurts is going to throw 4,000 yards this year. That's just not it. That's not his style. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I think what's going to end up happening, I think you're going to probably see about 3,600, 3,700 passing yards. You're going to see about 600 rushing yards. And I think that's who he's going to be. And that's fine because in my humble opinion, It's all about maximizing what you have. It's all about maximizing what you do well. And for him, it's not going to be about the quantity of throws or the quantity of yards. It's going to be about the quality of the throws, the quality of the yards. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of field position, taking advantage of short yardage situations, taking advantage of situational football. You know what I'm saying? You know, winning on third down, winning in the red zone, not turning the ball over. The key to victory is forcing turnovers, protecting the ball, and explosive plays. If Jalen Hurts can build a marriage between all those things, if this offense, and because look, it's going to be important. Listen, think about it from this perspective, right? And this is going to be my final point. You know, the Eagles' defense put the offense in a lot of bad situations, and there was plenty of moments where the offense had to drive the whole 80, 90 yards of the field. And for a young quarterback, like Jalen Hurts, I didn't trust Jalen Hurts to be able to regularly or routinely sustain 80, 85, 90 yard plus drives. That's not sustainable for a guy like him at this present point in his career. Now, can he change that narrative? Sure. But everything we've seen thus far, everything we know about him, Jalen Hurts was not able to routinely, hear me out, routinely sustain 80 to 90 yard plus drives. Guys that sustain drives like that are guys that are able to throw the pill. And when you keep losing the field position battle, when your special teams group not allowing y'all to, start the game off from a good position, it's going to be harder for your quarterback. So I think this defense is actually going to force more turnovers this year, which in turn is going to give the offense a shorter field, and it's going to be up to the offense to take advantage of that. I think honestly the weakest group on this team is the special teams, but that's just me.
It's the jump though, Tone, that you're missing. It's just like the year before last, those same offensive linemen, Driscoll, Herbert, who came in last year and then seamless, it didn't seem like we missed a beat. It takes that year of growth. Look at the weapons we had last year. Goddard was still playing behind Ertz when he first started last year. You know what I'm saying? Miles Sanders, being Miles Sanders. Kenny Gainwell was a rookie. Smith was a rookie. You had Quez in the second year. He didn't really play the first year. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are a lot of people that were coming in that we expected to do a lot of things that it just wasn't their time to take development in the league. And I think that you could have brought this, like you basically are bringing the same team from last year, and it is going to be that much more explosive because they understand the league now. They got their feet wet. They're ready to roll. Devontae Smith, you've seen him burning people as a rookie. What do you think he's going to do against number twos all year this year?
When you say the jump, are you talking about his development?
Yeah, the development jump, and I think that's the biggest difference. And even with Jalen, the development jump, no one's ever seen this with him. Like, he's never had the same coordinator twice, And
so you think he's going to jump from 3,100 passing yards to 4,000?
Yeah, I think Jalen goes over 5,000 yards total this year.
Wait, say that one more time.
Over 5,000 yards total. Just like he did remember when he went to Alabama and they kicked him out? And what did he do? He came back in college and he balled out. And I think that's exactly what we're about to see this year. A straight ball out. Total yards. I think Jalen gets around his 800 yards like normal. But I don't think if the difference is, I think it would have been harder for him to do it last year than this year because our team is that much more better this year than it was last year. Like you said, he's going to have way more opportunities with the football with our defense being that much better. He's used to the plays. He's going to have more control of the offense. He's going to be able to control things a lot better. And it's going to be easy pickings. You know what I'm saying? When you got that many weapons out there, who you going to stop? AJ, okay, I'm going to Devontae. I'm going to Quez, going to be wide open. Goddard's going to be wide open. You got to pick your poison. And I don't think that teams are going to be able to do that. There's not very many teams that even set up like we are with three good cornerbacks,
He's
for
not, one. It's hard for me to – I'll be honest with you, man. I have a hard time believing that he's going to go from a total of 3,800 yards to over 5,000 yards. There's no way he's doing that.
Wait, 3,800 yards? That's how much he had last year?
He had in total yardage. He had about 3,800 total yards. 3,900 total.
Well,
yards.
extra grand, yeah. I
have a hard time. I have a hard time believing
it. That's how explosive our offense will be, and that's how much easier it's going to be for him to make these plays. But shout out to the super chat in the building.
And like honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you see him with those kind of yards, that means he's behind most of the time. You see him with those kind of yards, we was behind most of the time.
No, we're about to be the greatest show on turf, my guy.
Look, man, I know we're gonna be nice.
Super nice.
I know we're gonna be a threat, but 5,000 yards total, that's not realistic to me.
Number one receiving core in the league, number one line, offensive line in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a blossoming star in Jalen Hurts. So you put those three things together, you got yourself some yards.
So you saying 5 on the ground and in the air, right?
For total, yeah. The ground and air.
I don't see it. You would basically what he's saying is 4,000 passing, 1,000 rushing. That's Lamar.
I'm saying like 4,200 yards passing.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want him running for 1,000 yards because
800 yards rushing.
I don't want him running for 800.
1,000 yards rushing. Hold on.
Why not?
Hold on, y'all. 1,000 yards rushing for your quarterback equals injury. I don't want him. I need him to understand the pocket. I need him to understand you have way more talent than a lot of people have. Like he got more talent than Lamar Jackson ever had. You don't need to be 1,000-yard rusher. I don't want him to be 1,000-yard rusher. I need him to pass for about.
Jalen runs different than all these other quarterbacks like Lamar and stuff. They actually have like power running sets for Lamar. Like Jalen's stuff is usually open. He's one of the safest runners out there. He runs out of bounds a lot. He slides a lot. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to keep himself out of trouble. He's not that,
you know what's gonna happen? He
gonna hold
on. People running out there trying to be better.
Hold on. You can keep yourself out of trouble. And my mom taught me this when I was a young boy. You can keep yourself out of trouble, but trouble will find you. Remember the first preseason when that guy hit him out and it was a bad play, but he still hit him and he still could have been hurt. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like when you look at the situation of Jalen Hurts had a phenomenal drive, but that drive could have been stopped short because of a guy taking a sucker punch at him. And people do this. And let's not forget, you got just because whatchamacallit from the Saints got fined and all that kind of stuff. Let's not try to act like these guys don't try to headhunt these quarterbacks. And he is not Lamar Jackson. He's not built like Lamar Jackson. So when he gets hit, it's different.
He's stronger than Lamar, I think.
He got more
strength than Lamar.
He's a little bit
more sturdy. All right, he's more sturdy. He's more sturdy. But Lamar is like Lamar can absorb those because of just the natural. Like when you are naturally just that size,
you know, you're not. You know, it's a difference. Like he's not as fast as Lamar, so of course people hitting Lamar. It's like you're trying to catch up to him when you hit him.
You gotta understand. Lamar is bigger. Lamar is bigger than Jalen Hurts, bro. Like it's not.
He's stronger. I don't think he's thicker.
Stronger don't mean you don't get hurt.
It means you can resist a lot more.
Look, I'll be honest, man. Look, I just don't think. Listen, 5,000 total yards. That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. Look, like I know he's gonna be. I know he's gonna be a hard out. I know he's gonna be tough. I know he's gonna be improved. All that.
He got the best receiving core in the league.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because as much as he ran last year, they don't want. First of all, they don't want him leading the team in rushing. They don't want that. They're not trying to take his superpower away, but they don't want him leading the team in rushing it. He led the team. I don't think they led the team in rushing yards, rushing attempts. They don't want that. Rushing touchdowns.
I think they want him how they got or how they used to have Russell Westbrook in Seattle. Run for necessity. You can run and still make a play with your arm. Like Russell Wilson, when he first came into the game, he was running. Now he runs to get other wide receivers open. That's what I want. Yeah. I don't want my quarterback.
You know what I think will happen? Because he had just over 700 rushing yards this past season. I think this is going to happen for him from a stat perspective. Because for me, I'm really not. I'm not worried about the stats. I'm worried about the production. I'm worried about the wins. It's more so about the wins for me. But you know what I think gonna happen? I think this is exactly what his number's gonna be. I think you're gonna see him around. I think you're gonna see him around 3,700 passing yards, and you're gonna see him with about 600 rushing yards. 650, but between 600 and 700 rushing yards. You won't see that.
I think he does dip in the rushing. He's not gonna get like close to 800. So I'm saying like 657 rushing and about 41 passing.
Well, that don't add up to 5,000.
It's gonna be close.
Either he gonna jump 5,000 or not. Which is it?
42 and what? Okay,
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing the math. I'm like, hold up.
No, I'm saying like he can have 5,000 yards. I think he can do it just because it won't be that hard for him to do it. Like the weapons, if you call the right offense, man, it can happen easily. We have one extra game. You know, he's not in his first year starting. Listen, you love all these other quarterbacks you think that can do stuff like that, and these guys did not put up the same numbers that Jalen's had put up yards wise in his first 20 games. His first 20 games, he's number one. No quarterback ever put up 4,000 with 1,000 yards ever in the history of football. So you got to put a little bit of respect on this thing and think that he can do some things that haven't been done before because he's already done it.
But I just don't think that's what they even want him to do. I just don't even think like the way I'm processing this, right? I'm looking at it as, and you know, I got to get out of here pretty soon, but the way I'm processing it is like this, right? This team wants to be balanced. They want to get those running backs involved. You know what I'm saying? They want to get Miles Sanders going. They want to get Kenny Gainwell going, Boston Scott. They want to get these running backs moving. You know what I'm saying? So if Jalen Hurts is doing most of the running, that can't happen. I expect Jalen Hurts to do his thing. I expect Jalen Hurts to make his reads, and if nothing there, he's going to take off. I expect him to make things happen regardless. But I just think it's very, very unfair and unrealistic to expect him to just automatically go from 3,100 passing yards to over 4,000. I think that's a bit unrealistic for a guy that still has a lot to improve on in the passing game. Like I know adding AJ Brown, I know adding AJ Brown adds a lot, adds a different dimension to the offense. I understand that, right? But we still have to account for, like I said, if you see Jalen Hurts with all these yards, that means that we was behind most of them games.
Oh, we're blowing teams out.
If you're blowing a team out, then those yards don't exist.
Because we run the ball.
Because if you're blowing a team out, you're not gonna have your quarterback running. You're gonna hand the ball over to Boston Scott or somebody. Like
you put up like 300 yards, 400 yards in the first half. Yeah, you take him out.
Nah. That means that means you're expecting explosive play after explosive play after explosive play. That means you're expecting
like 300 yards in a half
for like, one guy.
Hey, BIRDGANG, it's like quarterbacks don't do that, man. 300 yards in that. I mean, they might do it one.
Figure it out. I'm telling you,
like even a guy like Patrick Mahomes, he'll probably only do that twice in his career. 300 yards in a half.
You gotta be.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
It's quarterbacks that don't even get. It's some quarterbacks that don't even scratch 250 and a half.
What was the greatest show on turf year? Like, what were they averaging per game? In terms of yards.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, you keep trying to compare this to the greatest show on turf. The greatest show on turf had Marshall Faulk, man. Marshall Faulk was nothing to play with. That's why it was the greatest show on turf.
I think we got better receivers than them.
Yeah.
And a better quarterback. And a better offensive line.
All right. So who they had? Torrey Holt.
Isaac Bruce.
And
Richie Pro.
And who?
Pro. Remember?
Hold on, real quick. And
Hey, BIRDGANG, I don't know if you know how good.
Hold on, you think Devontae Smith better than Isaac Bruce?
He will be at the end of his career.
Come on, we're talking about today.
Well, you can't do that. He's only played 1 year.
I'm just saying, though, right? Like it's like Isaac Bruce is a Hall of Famer
and a bruiser.
Smitty gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but you really can't compare those two because Isaac Bruce and Devontae Smith
the talent level now with the players that we have at our positions, like we are the number one receiving corps. Like you said, it's hard to say dual or triple, but then you still look at guys like Pascal, Rager's playing good. You know, you're not even adding in your tight end in terms of Dallas Goedert finally getting the start this year. You know how many yards he can put up.
Just bring up Rager?
Yeah, I'm still on the Rager train. being a number 4 or 5 receiver, that's fine with me. I think if he just comes in and makes plays whenever they do allow the 5th or 4th receiver to come in, and he does come in and does his job, that's nothing but great things for our offense.
Yo, you ever wonder how Isaac Bruce, is a Hall of Famer, but Torrey Holt not?
Torrey's not?
No. Listen, think about this. Isaac Bruce, 4-time Pro Bowl, 1-time Super Bowl champ. Now, granted, he got over 15,000 receiving yards, 91 touchdowns, right? Now, Torrey Holt, he got almost 14,000 receiving yards, 74 receiving touchdowns, but he got 7 Pro Bowls, All Pro, Super Bowl champ, all 2000s team. Like, I just feel like Torrey Holt should be in the Hall of Fame if Isaac Bruce in there. He got more Pro Bowls and all that.
He got crazy. I didn't know he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. I thought both of them were.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
shout out to Mr. 89. We had a
because Marshall Faulk. Because first of all, that whole group should be in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Warner in the Hall of Fame. Marshall Faulk already in the Hall of Fame. Isaac Bruce in the Hall of Fame. Torrey Holt, the only one missing.
Yeah, that's I don't understand how he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I don't understand that one.
But I do know BIRDGANG want to get to the super chat, and I do want you to go back to the mic after this.
Let's go there. Let's do that. Shout out to Mr. 89 $5 super chat. He says, I want to see more Deon Cain and Devin Allen. I believe they can be utilized in special teams because their speed kills. Facts. I think Devin Allen had another catch like last week.
Deon Cain is not a speeder.
Yeah, he's not a speed guy. He's a possession guy.
Yeah,
a chain mover.
He's a Travis Fulgham guy. All right, so my man Mike, shout out to BBP, my guy. He said, mind you, he missed 2 games. I guess he's talking about Jalen Hurts last year. Also 300 or 400 yards. So 31, that's 35. So why not 38 to 41? I ain't got a problem. I ain't got a problem with it.
You talking about the passing yards, I assume, correct?
Yeah, you're talking about the passing yards.
It's not impossible, but like it's just the fact that we expected him to make this big jump. Because in reality, it wasn't really, like I said, it's not the quantity of yards that we were, it's the quality.
But here's the thing, Tom. You gotta understand. Like I said before I got cut off, I don't know what the hell happened. He has to understand that you have all this talent. I can dump the ball off to Devontae Smith and he go take a 7-yard slant to the house.
And that's what he got to do. I'm glad you said that, right? Because what was missing from Jalen Hurts' game last year wasn't the explosive plays. It was the fact that he was reluctant to take the check down.
Right.
When you take the check down, that's what helps your completion percentage.
But sometimes that's not even the check down. Sometimes if it's drawing upright, it's the hot route.
But hear me out though, right? Most passing plays got a bailout route. You know what I'm saying? Most passing plays got that.
Yeah, they better.
So exactly. So like I'm looking at it like this: if Jalen Hurts take more of his, because look, he only completed 61 or 62% of his passes last year, and I think about a guy like Tua, right? And I personally don't think Tua is that much better than Jalen Hurts, if at all, right? But Tua completed 70% of his passes last year. You want to know why? They called him Mr. Dink and Dunk for a reason. He was not afraid to hit that dink and dunk. And listen, bro, Jalen Waddle had over 1,000 yards, had over 100 catches, but he only averaged like 8 yards a catch. So Jalen Hurts, if he incorporates that dink and dunk to his game, not being more willing to take the 5-yard, the 6-yard, 7-yard plays, that helps your completion percentage. That makes you appear to be a better quarterback. You dig what I'm saying? I promise you, if Jalen Hurts would have took half as much as the checkdowns as he could have, that completion, that 61% completion percentage is probably at 65. And that's how quarterbacks got those high completion percentages. Not because they throwing 50-yard bombs all damn day or 20-yard bombs all day. No, they mixing in the 20, 30-yard passes, but they also got the dink and dunks, the check downs in there as well. That's what builds your completion percentage. Not those deep bombs in the 30-yard, 20-yard, 50. No, the check downs build your completion percentage. So I'm not even looking at the yards with him. I'm looking at the efficiency. I'm looking at I'm looking at not turning the ball over. I'm looking at the situational football, third down. You know what I'm saying? The red zone. I'm paying attention to all those things, man. I could care less about the yards. I'm being honest. It's about them situations. It's about the quality of yards, the quality of the passes. You know what I'm saying? Third down, we need you to make this throw for the game. You know, get it done. You dig what I'm saying? Listen, Jalen Hurts can average 200 yards passing the game, and I wouldn't give a damn. That's only 3,400 yards, I think.
All about the wins. To me, I don't give a damn how you got the wins. Just get them.
Just get them.
Just get them. Now, only thing I'm gonna say is,
hold on, real quick, and I'm done. That's why Donovan McNabb lasted so long in Philadelphia. Think about it from this perspective. Donovan McNabb, it took him until about his 5th or 6th season to actually complete 60% of his passes. Every other season before that, he was only completing 55, 52. But he was not an accurate guy.
Yeah, but
real quick, what kept him involved, and I'm gonna let you go. What kept him in the driver's seat of that organization was the fact that he was a winner. He had them winning games. Fuck his stats. He had them winning. So
I got you on this one, Toe. I got you on this one. He had the defense, though.
That too.
That defense. Yo, listen. I don't know why, but it needs to happen. And I don't know why it hasn't come out yet. That defense from 2001 to 2004 was dominant. Pure. Like, they should make a show. They should make a series.
I'm talking about pure. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ain't no cut on that jaw. Ain't no cut. Yo, I don't know why they don't make a series about that defense, man. Like,
bro, 30 for that.
Yeah, backup, Ike Reese, a linebacker. He was dominant on special teams and he made plays. Like, when you look at, listen, I don't even want to go down that road. I love that team so freaking much.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Jim Johnson, man.
Yo, Jimmy, to me, I know a lot of people talk about what's his name, man? Damn, man. The old guy with Randall and the head coach.
You talking about Buddy Ryan, you know?
Huh?
You talking about Buddy Ryan?
Yeah. I know a lot of people talk about Buddy Ryan and all that. Jim Johnson was that dude, man. Like, he put dudes where they needed to be. You talk about a Troy Vincent. You talk about a Dawkins, man. Like, yo, this defense, you talk huge. Like, yo, this defense was dominant, man. Like, literally dominant. But damn, they made me forget what I was gonna say. Man, you brought on my error, and now I'm all messed up, man. What you was just talking? Hold on.
But even those teams not as good as this team, and that's the hugest difference. Why you guys say none of this can happen? Because that's why I believe it will.
Not as good on paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the 04 team, 04,
yeah. We're better.
The defense not.
The offense, yes. The
more talent for sure.
Cannot sniff.
All of our defensive linemen all been.
Remember, we had the freak too. Remember, we had Tom. Remember, we had the freak too.
Listen, man, it's hard for me to say this team is better than that team. They ain't proved it yet.
But I'm saying the players have.
Remember, we had the freak too. Remember, did we trade for him? No. He was on free agency. We had the freak too. Like, he was on another level that year, man. I don't know. I don't know if Josh Sweat or Derek Barnett or any of these guys can beat what the freak was.
BG
ain't what. No, I love BG. That's my guy. He made plays when they need to be made. But the freak was just everywhere all the time. All the time.
I'm trying. Hold on. I'm reading what Mike said. I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. He's strictly talking about the passing yards.
And he can happen. He can have 4,000 yards passing. All the drops that from last year, all the hidden yards, you know what I'm saying? He missed 2 games. It's like, it's like you said, it's not that hard to get that many more yards in a year.
To put it in perspective, right? Like to get 4,000 yards, to put it in perspective, to get 4,000 yards, you gotta accumulate. You gotta have average 235 yards a game. That's doable. It's doable. Don't get it twisted. It's doable. I just don't think it's going to happen like that because I just feel like his style, like I said, I expect him to be better, but I expect him to be more efficient, more accurate. I don't expect his mentality more so to change too much.
I think we get it. I think, like I said, that's what I think. It's close. Okay, maybe not 5,000 total, but I think it can happen 5,000. But he's gonna be damn near close to it this year. And I do see Jalen Hurts being an MVP candidate. Like, I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm all for it because it's not just Jalen, it's the team, and that's what you gotta realize. Better quarterbacks get better when they have better weapons and better teams around them. We can all agree we have better receivers now. From the ones we had last year that matures to this year. Plus, AJ Brown makes all their jobs that much more easier. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Goedert starting the whole season instead of just half season. And then our defense is that much more better than it was last year, meaning Jalen Hurts will get the ball that much more. Given catastrophic injuries, which is every single team in the league, not just ours, we should beast this year. And Jalen can put up as many numbers as he want to put up. 240 something. Yeah, I see Jalen averaging 250 a game. He can average 250 a game, and that'd be 250 with 75 yards rushing every single game. With 3 touchdowns. It's like, come on, like he can do that. That's the kind of quarterback we have is, and I think he can do it easily. I think it's not a big deal. Like I told you, being the number one in yards period in your first 20, that's all you want to compare. That's all you can compare. And right now he's number one. So to say what we think he can or cannot do when no other quarterback is able to throw for that many yards or rush for that many yards in their first 20 games. It's like he's doing something already that's never been done. So we got to keep riding that way. We got to keep understanding that we got a stud-ass quarterback that's about to do big things this year.
Hey, I admire your optimism. I really do, man. And look, and this is my final thought before I get out of here. Then we're gonna close out the show. I don't want this to sound like I'm hating on this young man because y'all see how I'm carrying it. Like I'm a Hurts. I rock with him, and I want him to do well. I just want us to be a little bit more realistic about the numbers part of it. I know Jalen Hurts is going to do better. I know Jalen Hurts is going to be sharp. I know Jalen Hurts going, win games. I know this team going to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I know this team going to win the division. I know all that, right? I just have a hard time believing he gonna make a jump from 3,900 total yards to 5,000 in one season. I find that a tad hard to believe, but I do believe he makes a jump from 3,900 total yards to about 4,300 total yards. About between that 43 to 4,500 total yards. I think that's where he's going to live in. I think the passing numbers go up. I think the rushing numbers stay about the same. Maybe take a dip a little bit.
Yeah.
So Fresh, what's your final thought before we get out of here, my man?
My final thoughts is, first of all, yo that. First of all, fly Eagles fly. First of all, Jalen Hurts to me is definitely the key to this whole situation. Obviously, it's your quarterback. Jonathan Gannon also is a lot of key on what he's going to do with all this talent that he has. But I'm going to tell you like this. Coming into the season, I'm going to say that this is a scary team and a dark horse to go to the NFC Championship.
Agreed.
Like, when you look at what we have and what we've been through, because a lot of these players, even the young ones, have been to the playoffs now. It was only a year ago, but we've been there. We got mollywopped, but it was by the defending champions. So sometimes it's not that you get an ass whooping, it's who you got the ass whooping by. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you can go in there and say, man, we lost, but we lost to the defending champions.
Yeah.
So when you coming into this situation, I'm not gonna lie. Jalen Hurts to me, I would not be mad if people say he's a dark horse for MVP because of the talent that he has. Now, Tone, I agree with your numbers. I do. But to me, and I'm going to ask y'all this before we get off of here.
Mm-hmm.
How many touchdowns do you think he was throwing?
Throwing? Okay, good. I'm glad you specified that.
Throwing. How many touchdowns do y'all think he will have?
BG, you go first.
He's going to say 50.
What? Hey, 50 total touchdowns. 50 total touchdowns. No.
What the fuck?
He said, what? Wait, what?
They're 50 total.
Yo, wait. What Stephen A always say? Stephen A always be like, stay off the weed.
35 to 40.
The blasphemy. The automatic God.
The range Jalen Hurts would be 35 to 45 passing touchdowns.
What? Say that again?
35 to 45?
That's a big gap.
Yeah, it is a big gap. That's why I made it that way.
You know, so I think
you gotta realize, I think he's putting up huge numbers. So huge numbers going to equal a lot of touchdowns.
I think because remember you got to think about it. He had 16 last year, so I think from 16
with 7 touchdown drops.
I'm going off what we know and what was recorded. He had 16 passing touchdowns last year. It's a lot of quarterbacks that throw touchdowns and they get called back. He ain't the only one. So he had 16 passing touchdowns last year. I think he goes from 16 to 29.
Yeah, I don't think he breaks Carson Wentz's record.
He gonna have about 29 passing touchdowns, and he gonna have about 8 rushing.
So Carson Wentz's record is what, 33
passing touchdowns? Let me double check that. You might be on something.
Yeah, 2017, I think he threw 33, and that.
How many games that year?
2017, he threw 33. Yeah.
How many games?
Come on, man. I'm the walking almanac, man. If I say it, you ain't gotta check it. You hear me?
And guess the crazy thing about that is Carson only played 13 games. He would have easily had 40 passes.
Listen.
That's the worst thing.
Hey, before we get off, can I say this? Even though we get on the guy, even though we, damn, what did you do in 2020?
No, he was the truth, man. He was the truth.
2017 was the best. That was the best quarterback play we ever seen from Philadelphia Eagles. Facts.
It's a fact.
Yo, he was on I was so happy. I said we got one, y'all. Like, and I wasn't even doing this. I was in the halfway house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, this ball is bombing. Like, and then it just seemed like it had to happen. It had to be resolved with a Super Bowl with that play. That play that he put on, man. Like, a lot of people and content creators too. Not gonna lie, I be watching y'all. I be listening. A lot of people get on Carson Wentz, but forget what he did, man. This dude was on another level, man. All the things that we hate about him, he was doing those things, but it was being protected because of his stellar play. Now he does the same things, and the stellar playing there, and you just like, damn.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, though, right? Winning and good play. Like, listen, you could be an asshole, but if you winning, if you throwing that ball where you supposed to put it at, then who cares? Aaron Rodgers, case in point, he an asshole, but hey, he delivered a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to leave.
I had
to leave with that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I feel you. That. So yeah, BG said between 35 to 45 touchdowns. I wish you would have landed on an exact number, but 35 to 45.
38 then, Tone.
Okay. I can rock with that.
Well, you said 38.
You just said Carson did it, and he had 3 games plus we do 17 games. That's 4 more games. Jalen have to do it. If he can stay healthy all year, yeah.
You do remember he threw like 5 touchdowns against the Broncos, the no-fly zone.
Yeah. It was some games. He was OP.
It was some games he was unstoppable, man.
He was just Dylan.
The Washington game.
Remember we played the Cardinals? He cooked the Cardinals.
Yo, he was balling, man.
I'm just saying like this, y'all. Look at what happened with Jalen before. This is the mindset I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's about to do something. It's kind of like deja vu from the last year of Alabama to OU. You know what I'm saying? You leave somewhere that don't want you, come somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They say you can't pass the ball. You show them that you can pass the ball. You put up big numbers passing. I think that's what Jalen Hurts is going to do this year. I think he's just that bull, man. Like, he's that dude. You know, he don't lose for one. That was probably the most lost games Jalen had last year in a season in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that dude. He's about to put up big numbers. He's about to shock the world and show the world that he can ball out.
I hope so. Hey, listen. If everything you saying coming to fruition, I'm with you. I get it. Like it's not like I don't like Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. Yeah. I love Jalen Hurts, but I do know it's some things that he's limited to. But if he can just let his playmakers make the plays.
Mm-hmm.
Once again,
that's what Carson did.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, and he didn't have this talent.
Yeah,
right? Like you talking about Alshon Jeffrey. Well, AJ Brown. Who you?
AJ Brown, better.
That's what I'm saying. You talking about
Smith better than
Torrey Holt. I mean,
Watkins the number 3 receiver.
You talking about You talking about Torrey Smith? Well,
I think Quez better than Nelson too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think Quest is about to be the 1,000-yard receiver this year.
Hell yeah. Then I mean, you talk now running backs. It ain't no
competition.
Those 3 running backs that they had,
3 of the monster. That's the kind of I ain't gonna lie. That's the kind of running backs I like though. I like those. Listen, I'm sorry. Like I think the Eagles will never. I think the Eagles only going to go so far unless they got a running back that can, they got some weight behind them. I'm telling you, man, like you need somebody that can just.
I thought the same thing, right? But then I watched this.
I like that formula. That formula with that. You got the power back. You got the elusive one cut back, and then you got your receiving back. I like that combo. I like it.
And remember, we lost Sproles that year. So Corey Clement had to step up.
Had to rookie too, undrafted.
It's hard to get that trio right, though. Teams try to go for it.
It is. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have, and I love Miles Sanders, I don't want to take him out the situation. But if you have a Kareem Hunt, a Kenneth Gainwell, and a Boston Scott. Now, Boston Scott, listen, a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to be 300 pounds to be a goal line guy. The way this offensive line is built, nobody can see Boston Scott until he crosses the line. Think about that. And he don't play. He's not up here playing. He's trying to get to the goal line. And the way he's built like a bowling ball. So, yeah, sometimes you're brute. I'm not going to call him a bruiser. But sometimes your goal line guy don't got to be 300 pounds, 6'3". He could be a little guy who's built like a bowling ball and get into the end zone. And we've been seeing year after year after year, Boston Scott do this.
Yeah. And on that note, y'all, listen, y'all was locked in on the Brainz podcast. He's BIRDGANG 31. I'm Tone This Just a Second. We was joined by the good brother Philly Fresh, aka the General. Make sure you guys like the live stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to everyone's channels. Philly Fresh, BIRDGANG 31, the BGN network. Make sure you guys subscribe to all those guys' channels, man. And also make sure you guys subscribe to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just gotta charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying? So listen. On that note, you guys, man. Hey, yo, BG, I need you to play that song, man.
We out.
Yo, that.
Birds on the line. The one Trey Rock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's What's good? What's good? As y'all already know, this is the Brainz podcast. We got my man BG31 in the building. Our guy, One Trey Rock. You know what I'm saying?